Hi, I am Tavish Cardiff. Thank you for joining me for our Raw Materials Music Week. Music Week is the first of our spiritual weeks, music listening and resources. And during Music Week, we take a look at the spiritual side of ourselves. And even if we don't agree that there is a spiritual side, we take a look at the things that make us feel connected, or the things that remind us that we are part of a whole. I love to use the image of an encore at the end of a show. And when you're standing around and you're enjoying this moment with everybody who's feeling something in their own life that connects to those encore songs, and the whole audience is swaying together and we feel each other for a moment. Now, once we leave and try to get to our car and get out of the parking lot, it all changes. But for that moment, we feel that connection. We breathe with each other. We recognize how to connect to each other, or how we connect to each other. So Music Week is, of course, about music and about expanding your own thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and emotions by the things that we get from music. Whether you're a lyrics person or an instrument person, whether the music itself moves you, or something about the poetry that goes into what gets laid on top of the music. We all have our way to weave ourselves through. And I'm not sure who said it. Maybe Sun Tzu, that we have 5 notes. And in those 5 notes is enough to play more melodies than we could possibly hear in a lifetime. Within the space of those notes, we play out our own imagination or imaginative spiritual existence. Whether that is active and growing and, producing versus sitting waiting to be discovered, that's different for each one of us. But taking a look at how we do connect to music, the ways that music makes us move when we don't even know we're moving. A song comes on, if you actually stop and watch your body, your breathing pattern has changed, you've relaxed your shoulders, your body feels different. Or a song comes on that reminds you of something that makes you sad. You will feel your breath change. You will feel your body shift. The cells actually move into a different type of structure. When we watch music react to so many things like water or sand and see how the reverberation moves things, actually moves small objects, or pushes a vibration out and changes the tone of things. Music is the language of our souls. And that language is practically forgotten in terms of using a soul's voice, speaking with the soul's voice. If we hear somebody saying, oh, let's use our soul voice on this, we might feel like we're at some kind of weird retreat or something, because the soul voice isn't something we're practiced at using, even though it is the very thing that will lead us into the joy that we seek. And not by changing the circumstances of our lives so much as changing the way that we see them. And it doesn't seem like those are very different spaces, but let me just break it down. The difference in living a soul-centered life and living an ego-centered life isn't that different. We're in the same physical body. We're in this, we have the same conditions. We have the same family. We have the same work. We have the same stuff. When we're looking from our soul instead of our ego, there's less judgment. There's more room on the playing field. There's more of an ability to see what every single person's part is and how they fit together. When we come from an egocentric place, like my dog, we bark for what we need. We point out what we're not getting because that's all that we can see. In this guy's case, he doesn't know any better. I'm not up there to give him whatever he needs, and he thinks he needs it. Even the music of the bark tells a story about, or is a language. There are certain barks that sound, even with our dogs, there are certain barks that sound like need, and there are certain barks that are playful, and there are certain barks that incite us to do different things. So they have a language and a way to tell us through the vocalization of their being, just like we can express ourselves. Personally, not blessed with any kind of singing voice, but I do have the ability to remember lyrics, all kinds of lyrics, and to retain something that's attached to a melody because it hit my soul, because it washed through me, caught a place, stuck. You know, I have so many places in my life that if there was a song attached to the memory, I can remember the song, and then I know the memory. So when we go back and start looking at the music of our lives, the music, the soundtrack that we actually came in with, and what we enjoy listening to, or what we would enjoy listening to. So many times our lives get so busy that we don't take the time to listen to any music. We don't actually put on something we might enjoy. That doesn't mean you can't get caught up in liking something new. I spent years with teenagers in the car hearing all kinds of different pop music and various other things, and some of it I liked and some of it I didn't. But being open to the music and being open to what it was, not judging something that was just simply not what I'm used to, so I don't like it. I found myself in my life claiming to not like country and claiming to not like rap. And in both cases now, I can make so many exceptions that I can't claim to not like the genres anymore. I can find the roots of both of those in the music that I love and in the artists that I learned from. When we attach last week mentors to this week music, we start to put together not only what we learn from the people around us, but what we bring in and learn from the music. How many different cities have you journeyed to because of a song? How many countries have you been to because of a song? How many different experiences have you gotten to have or try on in your imagination because a song has led you there? How many artists have we tried to emulate, the way they talk or the way they look or, their vibe? We appreciate our artists. They are muses in so many ways, and they help us discover that spiritual, expressive, emotional, open, not judgmental, not critical side of ourselves. That part that says everything you are is okay. And that may sound hokey, but honestly, that part of us exists that believes that every single thing that we do is a good thing, or at least in terms of evolutionary growth. Because even our choices that we deem negative or bad or poor are still choices that lead us through experience. And experience is the thing that moves us through life. Our emotions help drive those experiences. The music, the way we interpret it, the way we put it together, the way that we hold ourselves in the world, helps guide us. And when we listen for that voice, when we listen from that soul space, when we take in words that feel good and that help us feel good even when we feel bad, or maybe we want to feel sad, maybe we get to set a tone that way. Whatever emotion, whatever feeling you need, you can pull it in through music. You can always find a connection through music if you're looking for one. So in Music Week, at least in the middle of the winter, get yourself a playlist together. Remind yourself of the songs that you used to like and why you used to like them. Go back and hear those notes fresh, like you've heard them for the first time. Imagine hearing this song again at the age that you were when you heard it. Do some things to just jog your memory and your experience around music, and start to play around with that spiritual side that knows that we're all connected. Thank you for being with me. We'll be back next week for Food Week to talk about how we are nurtured. Please catch Quan at his website, Belief is Not Required, YouTube, Quan Tracy Cherry, for astro.com. You can also find links on our website, ourrawmaterial.com. Please subscribe. Help us get to a point where we can do some live question and answer sessions. And I will see you next week. Thank you.